We have traveled through the dense architecture of the skeleton, awakening the bone battery. We have cleared the sticky adhesions of the facial web, restoring the body's internal fiber optic lines. Your vessel is now humming with a voltage it has not felt in years. But energy and information without a focal point are like a radio without a tuner. You are receiving the signals of the universe, but you cannot decode the frequency. You are powered up, but you are still blind. To truly reclaim your sovereignty, we must ascend to the highest chamber of the biological temple. We must talk about the master regulator. We must talk about the third eye of antiquity. We must talk about the pineal gland. I am Dr. Julian Thorne, and in Chapter 19, we decode the pineal antenna, restoring the master regulator. Nestled in the exact geometric center of your brain, positioned between the two hemispheres, lies a pinecone-shaped gland no larger than a grain of rice. In the halls of modern, materialistic science, it is dismissed as a vestigial organ, a simple producer of melatonin to help you sleep. But the ancients knew better. From the pinecone staffs of the Vatican to the Eye of Horus in ancient Egypt, this tiny gland has been revered as the seat of the soul. René Descartes called it the place where the mind meets the body. They were not being poetic, they were being technical. The pineal gland is a bio-luminescent, piezo-luminescent transducer. It is an organ of internal vision that contains actual rods and cones, identical to the ones in your retinas. You do not just see with your eyes, you see through this crystal antenna. But we must address the grim reality of the 21st century. There is a silent, chemical war being waged on your antenna. Look at the state of the average modern man. He is tired, he is easily manipulated, he has lost his intuition, and he cannot think beyond the next meal or the next dopamine hit. This is not an accident. It is the result of the calcified crown. Through the intentional and systematic introduction of fluoride into the public water supply, the overconsumption of synthetic calcium supplements, and the non-stop bombardment of artificial blue light from screens, your pineal gland is being turned into stone. It is literally developing a hard, crusty shell of calcium phosphate. In clinical terms, we see this as brain sand. To me, it is a biological prison. When this organ is hardened, you are effectively unplugged from the source code of reality. Why fluoride? Why go to such lengths to put a waste product of the aluminum industry into your drinking water? Because fluoride has a magnetic attraction to the pineal gland. It seeks it out, wrapping itself around the tissue and forming a shield that prevents the gland from sensing electromagnetic fields. A calcified pineal gland means you lose your connection to the circadian rhythms of the earth. You lose the ability to dream vividly. You lose the gut feeling that warns you when you are being lied to by the media or the state. You become a reactive organism, a biomachine that is easily led, easily frightened, and completely disconnected from its higher purpose. A man without a working antenna is a man who cannot navigate the storm. He is a drone in a hive he did not build. The pineal gland operates on the high-level principle of light and frequency. It is the bridge between the physical and the metaphysical. In the absence of light, it produces melatonin, but that is only its primary function. When the bone battery is fully charged and the facial web is clear of emotional debris, the pineal gland is capable of much more. It becomes a laboratory for high-frequency neurochemicals. It is capable of producing endogenous DMT, the spirit molecule. This is the chemical key that unlocks the holographic nature of reality, allowing the human consciousness to perceive dimensions beyond the narrow spectrum of visible light. But this key cannot turn in a lock that is rusted shut with industrial minerals. Your pineal gland should be a fluid, shimmering, vibrating crystal. Instead, for the majority of the population, it is a dry, dead, calcified pebble. Today, we begin the de-calcification protocol. We begin the process of melting the stone. Imagine your consciousness as a high-definition broadcast. Without the pineal antenna, you are watching static. You are seeing only the shadows on the cave wall, the material world of taxes, toil, and trouble. When we decalcify the master regulator, the static begins to clear. The colors of reality become more vivid. You start to see the patterns behind the noise. You start to feel the intent behind the events of your life. This is not mysticism, this is biological optics. This is the restoration of your internal GPS. In this chapter, we will explore the forbidden chemistry of decalcification. We will discuss the role of activator X, vitamin K2, which acts as a biological usher, moving calcium out of your glands and into your bones where it belongs. We will talk about the power of tamarind and boron to flush fluoride from the system. We will discuss the absolute necessity of total darkness rituals to reset the gland's sensitivity. But chemistry is only half the battle. Frequency is the other. Because the pineal gland contains calcite crystals, it is piezoelectric. This means it responds to sound. We will learn how to use specific vocal resonance and acoustic frequencies to vibrate the pineal crystal, creating a mechanical pressure that breaks the calcium shell through sheer resonance. Like a singer breaking a wine glass, you can break your own internal prison. This is why chanting and humming have been part of every sovereign spiritual tradition for 10,000 years. They weren't just praying, they were cleaning their antennas. They were shaking off the dust of the material world to see the light of the divine. You must learn to hum the frequency of your own liberation. The system wants your pineal gland calcified. They want you stuck in the lower chakras, stuck in survival, stuck in lust and anger. A man with a working antenna is a nightmare for the architects of control. He is impossible to hypnotize. He can see the lies before they are even spoken. He can feel the shift in the global electromagnetic environment before the news reports it. He is sovereign because his internal guidance system is connected to the source, not the broadcast towers of the city. To reignite the antenna is to reclaim your birthright as a visionary being. You were not meant to be a beast of burden. You were meant to be a co-creator of reality. It is time to stop living in the dark. It is time to turn the internal light back on. As we prepare to dive into the technical protocols of Chapter 19, I want you to visualize the center of your head. Imagine a small, glowing seed of violet light. With every breath, this light grows warmer. It begins to pulse against the stone walls of the calcification. Feel the vibration of your own voice as you speak truth to power. We are not just fixing a gland, we are restoring the crown of the sovereign human. We are moving from the darkness of the cave into the brilliance of the sun. The process of melting the stone is not always comfortable. As the gland awakens, you may experience vivid dreams, strange pressures, and a sudden clarity that can be overwhelming. Do not fear these signs. They are the signals of a long-dormant system coming back online. Your antenna is starting to twitch. The world is about to look very different. Stay sovereign. Stay vigilant. The light is coming, and it is coming from within. In the next few minutes, we will outline the exact steps you must take to purge the fluoride, redistribute the calcium, and activate the piezoelectric crystals within your brain. This is the Thorne protocol for the pineal antenna. The war for your mind begins in the center of your head. If you do not control your antenna, someone else will. It is time to take back the remote control of your own consciousness. Let the decalcification begin. Let the stone melt. Let the vision return. Think about the water you drink. Think about the toothpaste you use. Think about the blue light that hits your eyes at 11 p.m. These are not small details. They are the tools of your sedation. Every time you choose pure water over fluoridated, you are choosing vision over blindness. Every time you choose red light over blue, you are choosing sovereignty over submission. This is a daily practice of biological rebellion. You are an alchemist, and your own brain is the lead you are turning into gold. We are building the sovereign man, piece by piece, gland by gland. From the bones to the fascia, and now to the crown. The temple is almost complete. Listen closely, for the frequency of your freedom is about to be revealed.